Are your videos looking great? Are they looking lifeless? Are they looking like they're straight out of a 1900s black and white movie? Well, then, my friend, your video needs some color grading. And for that, many people use DaVinci. It is a program, a software known for its extensive features for color grading. But we are gonna be using Premiere Pro. I know, but it won't be as bad because we are using something called a plugin. A plugin is something that you use that makes your work easier. Maybe something that helps you edit faster, something that helps you color grade. And that is exactly what we are using today. We are gonna be using a film emulating plugin called Dehancer. Dehancer is a color grading or a film emulating program used to make your videos not just look good, but look cinematic. Now, we are gonna be using this program to edit these two shots.
First, select a browser of your choice. Okay, so now let's start. Let's go to dehancer.com. And here you can see that this is Dehancer's official site. You can buy your products over here. You can see many options here. First, let's go to about. Let's see what they have here. They have all the features on the left side, all the vignette tools, camera profiles, advanced color pipelines, LUT generators, so many more. False colors, clippings. This shows where the clipping is happening, where there are false colors. Finish overlays. So to buy this, you can go to products, and over here I am using Dehancer Pro. You can go download and try. Use my promo code ALALSTUS to get a 10% discount on your purchase. So don't wait, just go buy it and enjoy using Dehancer. So we are gonna go download it from macOS, download and try. Here, bring down your clip. Mine is a video of me looking at the lamp and just playing around with it. So we are gonna be applying the dehancer effect on this clip. So let's go here and search up in the effects panel dehancer. You can see your Dehancer Pro in film emulation. Dehancer Pro version 7.3.3. So we are just gonna drag it and drop it on a clip. As simple as that. You can already see some changes in the clip. You can see it has got some changes in color, etc, etc. So the first thing we want to do is go all the way down to check profiles. We want to check if there are any profiles that did not get updated. We want to check if there are any errors, and this check profiles option will check everything and make sure that you are in the safe zone, there is no error. So I would suggest you first go and check this box. In the effects control, you can see Dehancer. Let's go there. Input, it is at 709. You can choose different inputs, but I prefer Rec 709 itself because it's universal. It's used by every computer. It can be interpreted easily. I'll let it stay at Rec 709. Here we have the temperature compositions. You can bring it at the right to increase the temperature and the left to make it bluish. We are going to increase it. We have a lamp we are working with. We want to give it a nice kind of a comfortable look. We are gonna take the tint a little to the left, I say. We're gonna make it right. Yes, we have a good tint to work with. We don't want it to be too red, so we'll keep it somewhere around 35. Let's keep it 35. Now to defringe it, it basically removes all the chromatic aberrations in your video. We want that, we don't want any chromatic aberrations. We'll increase that to around 80 and we will defringe it. Now next, let's close this and the film part. Here comes the niche of Dehancer. This is where Dehancer gets a clear upper hand amongst many other film emulating programs. Here you can see it has numerous profiles. Dehancer claims to have more than 130 film profiles, so there are a lot of them, and that's not it. Dehancer keeps updating, keeps giving us more profiles every week or so. So that is a really good thing about Dehancer. Here you can choose whichever film profile you want. Okay, I've chosen Kodak Ektar 100. Here it is giving me some really nice color separation. This is before, this is after. A huge change, so it is good. We can use the push and pull to keep it there. We don't want to change any settings because this is already looking good. Now next we have film developer. This is to basically play around with your colors. Let's close this. Yes, contrast boost. Yeah, we really do want some high contrast. Also, quick tip, no matter how many changes you make, if you have no changes being shown in your preview tab, then most probably you haven't checked this box. You have to enable this effect so it is seen in the preview tab. Now whatever I do will be seen. Without it, it disappears. So I want contrast, but not too much. We'll keep it at 22. Gamma correction, yes. We'll lower it down. We don't want our image to be too bright. We want it to be kind of darkish, you know. And there is a light source in the center, so we want it to be highlighted. Color separation, no, let's not touch that. Color boost, I say we can make it 10. I'm not going higher than that because it can really mess up your whole image. It can make it look too saturated. Next, in film compression, again first enable it, then you can play around with impact. This is what 100% does, this is what 0 does. So I say you don't, I'm gonna let it be at somewhere around 55. It's gonna keep the light source under control, white point. If we decrease it, the lamp glows more. If we increase it, the lamp looks dull, and we don't want a dull lamp, we want it to glow. So white point should be decreased, not that much. We will keep it around 70, 69. 69. It looks good. Now tonal range, it decides how high your range is for tones. I prefer it quite high. We can keep it somewhere around 87, 85. Yes. Perfect. Now color density, we can increase it a little bit, but I prefer not increasing it a lot. We'll keep it at 69 too. And then let's move on to expand. This is where you play around with your black and white point. It is used to, like, if you pull the black point to the right, it makes your image way darker. We want our image dark, so we are going to play with it a little. We are going to make it 6 because later on we want to decrease the exposure too. So we are not going to make the black point too dark. Let's keep it at around 16. You can see that it makes me blend in with the chair, my suit, so I don't want that. So we'll keep it somewhere at 8 because we can later play with the exposure. White point, we want to decrease it but not a lot. We'll keep it at 5. 95, 90, 90. That sounds about right. We can keep it at luma, but I'll leave it at normal. Now print. This is another section where there are some profiles you can use. I prefer the Kodak 2383 or the Kodak Endura glossy paper. In this case, I'll be using the glossy paper because it looks way better. And now you can go target white. This will increase or decrease the saturation of your whites. Again, make sure it is enabled, and then change it according to your preference. And here you have exposure. This is where we play around the most because we want it to be kind of dark. We want the light source to glow. We'll keep it at around 5 or 7. That looks better. Tonal contrast, we want it to have some contrast but not a lot because again it's gonna make it too saturated. We don't want that. This is very less tonal contrast. This is some high tonal contrast, making a red looking curtains. We don't want that. If you also, you can just go to out monitor and check if there are any false colors or any clipping. There looks to be some issues. If it is blue, it's good. If red, no. On the lamp, it looks like there are a lot of reds, but this is fine because it's a light source. We can make do with that. Let's go over here, exposure, yes. Tonal contrast, let's bring it down a little. We don't want a lot of red everywhere on my curtains. That is bad. Color density, we can increase it a wee bit. This is what it looks like at 100. That looks bad. We don't want that. We'll keep it around 15. Let's make it 15. You need to realize that we are making small changes, but they're going to make a big difference at the end. If you get too influenced by, get too excited by everything and just blast everything to the max, it's not like you can just color density max or like color boost to 100. It's not going to work that way. So you can see the before versus after. It's already really good looking at this point. We can reduce the color density a little more. We'll keep it at 5, and then let's go to the color head. This is where you play around with the colors. First things first, let's make it a little yellowish. 20, no, 12. A little cyan. We don't want it to look too reddish. Red is good, but we don't want that. Also, of course, enable it. Yes, not too cyanish. We'll keep it somewhere here. And then make it a little magenta. That is already looking good. This is the before versus the after. Perfect. Now we have shadow stones. This is what minus 100 looks like. This is what plus 100 looks like. So we want it to go somewhere in the minus. We don't want it to look too saturated. Midtones, we are definitely going to increase them. Also this, we'll keep it somewhere 37. Midtones, we want them high, around 40. Highlights, we also want them to be high, but we want them to be smooth, we want them to be soothing. This is a comforting video. We are going for a cinematic nice film look, so we are gonna go highlights a little high, and we'll go around 32. Any higher than that, it is gonna make this completely dull. You can have a look. This is 100. It makes this light source completely orange. We can go somewhere on the higher end. Let's go 69. And then preserve exposure. Yeah, we'll keep it at 100. And then next comes the FHB. The main three things to get you to achieving the film look. These are the key to film look. You see, the film grain is already enabled. You can disable it, but your video will look too smooth. So let's just enable it. And 8 mm ISO is the most grain. The lesser the mm, the higher the grain. The lesser the ISO, the higher the grain. As you go down the list, the millimeter size increases, ISO increase, and the most has the least grain. It has really subtle grain effect to it. So let's go to 35 mm 50. That's good, but that is gonna give us a good film look. No, but nothing. That's really good. Let's have that as our film grain. And now halation. Halation is basically giving you that dreamy kind of a view. So if I have 8 mm, it's the most halation. So we are gonna have it at 65 mm. Maybe, no, that's too much. That's, yeah. We don't want it to be really high, so we are gonna have it on, yeah, this works just fine. We are gonna have it at 35 mm, or yes, we are gonna have it at 16 mm. If it looks too shabby at the end, we can just switch to 35 mm. That's no big deal. Add bloom, enable. So bloom is another one of those features which is gonna get you that dreamy look in your videos. Here you can see you can enable 8 mm, but that is too much glow for me. I'll go with 35 mm. It's a safe side. You can go with 65 to 70 mm too. That is also good. We need some bloom in our videos, so we are gonna stick with 35. You can go to mask mode. We are going to stick with 35 and 70. Which one looks more subtler? 35 it is. Let's go to film damage. We definitely want some film damage to make our video look, ooh, nice. It looks like some old 1900s movie scene that we do want. So, but we don't want a lot of it. We'll keep it at 65 mm. And then let's go to film breathe. Film breathe. And now let's go to film breathe. Enable this and it is gonna be a bit more subtler. We definitely do want film breathe a little bit. And next we have gate weave. Gate weave is also, it helps like reduce the exposure difference between two cuts. It's a huge lifesaver sometimes. They used to say, we don't need that actually. Okay, you know what, we'll have that. We'll keep it at 65 mm. It's more subtle. And overscan is to give you that 1900s video literally on film look, where you can see the film. For example, you can go here, you can choose which film you want, and then you can enable it. You can see there are some changes. You can see the gate shape, vertical, horizontal, positive. All this does is like give you that film look. You can see this is gonna V how it is. You can see it gives you an overlay kind of a thing, helps you achieve that film look. You can see it's gonna move while playing the video. It's a really nice touch to give that 1900s 1700s kind of a vibe, you know. Now let's go. We actually, I don't want this. We are gonna disable it. You can use it if you want. It's really good for some cases. In my case, I'm not gonna be using it. But what we are gonna be using is vignette. Let's enable that real quick, and then you can already see there are some changes, and you can increase or decrease the exposure. My exposure is already perfectly balanced. I mean, I'm happy with this. The size, we are gonna decrease it a little bit. We want it to focus on our subject here. We are gonna feather it. Yeah, feather is 100%. We are gonna make it a little bit to our right, not too much. A little bit to our right, not there. 0. 0.5, yes, because our light source is over here, so we need the vignette to be a bit darker over there. We are gonna tilt it a little to the left too. We don't want this part to be too bright. So that's it. And next, at monitor, I showed this feature before. It shows you false clipping. It shows you false colors. It shows you false colors. It shows you clipping. If any clipping is happening, if it is blue, you are good to go. If it is red, then that's bad. Also, my background is basically curtains. There is a low chance of messing up anything, but if you have like a crowd behind you, then you have to pay attention to these details. Next is the output, total impact, just, and you can also generate a LUT with this. You can just export your LUT. You can use this with a click next time if you're using a similar video, but we don't want that. And now that's it.
So Dehancer noticed that not everyone can carry around their 10-ton laptop everywhere they go. So they made an iOS version of Dehancer, which I have here. This is a video of my garden that I recorded with my iPhone, and as you can notice, the layout is almost the same. All the features are at the bottom, where you can see that different features from the desktop are over here too. And you will notice that this has taken me not even 5 minutes. I kid you not, this time lapse is only 5 minutes long. It's as easy as just sliding the values to left and right and adjusting them real quick, real convenient wherever you go. Just whip out your phone, click the videos, bring them to Dehancer, and you are done. All of the profiles are here. You have to download them, then quickly export it, and that's done. Now that the first video is done, let's move on to the next video. This video is about nature. It's a video I shot on my phone in my garden. So it's basically just plants. So we are going to be editing this. It's going to be completely different from editing the first video because it's a bright video rather than the one where we had only one light source. It was kind of dark. So we are going to be taking that, editing that, and this time I won't be explaining everything. This time we will be doing it together. Let's go. And this time I'm gonna be having some lo-fi background music, and I'll be editing, you'll be editing, we'll be vibing together. And this time I won't be explaining everything in detail. So let's get started. If you don't have Dehancer, go to their site, download it, and use my promo code Elastus. Let's get started.
As you can see, it's a completely different shot from the previous one. The previous one was supposed to be dark, comfortable, warm, and this one is a video of nature. So let's start. Let's see what we can do with this one. Let me just turn off the guides. Yes, let me start with going to the effects panel. Now this time I've explained everything in detail in the first video, so this one it's like vibe editing with me, just edit along with me. So I'm gonna search Dehancer. So there it is, my Dehancer Pro. Bring it over to my clip. Just a second. To do before and after, I'm gonna be splitting this video right here. Okay, now bring Dehancer to this video, and there it is. This time, okay, you can already notice the changes before, after. And this time we are going to be using different profiles, different no, the source is going to be Rec 709. We are going to be using a different film profile. Let's see, 200t. We want a subtle profile. This one looks good. Yes. Now next, let's go to film developer. Contrast boost, just a little bit. Yes, gamma correction. Enable it, of course. Perfect. Give it some contrast boost, not a lot. Gamma correction. Okay, color boost, definitely this one needs some color boost. I'm gonna give it like 30%. Film compression, maybe a little, yes. White point tone range, increase that, and color density, enable it. It doesn't make much of a difference. Black point, let's increase that, but not too much. The key is to have very small changes, hardly noticeable ones. Yes, profile, we'll keep this one to Luma. Print, now comes the game changer. Fujifilm, no. Perfect. Target white, yes. Exposure, just a wee bit. 0.3 too much. 0.8. Tonal contrast, we will reduce that a little bit. Color density we are gonna increase for this one. We are gonna send color density not to the max. Yes. Color head we are gonna give it a greenish look. Enable it into green, a little yellow, and a little red. Perfect. I would really love it if instead of these sliders there were color wheels. So Dehancer, if you could get some color wheels, it would be great. Play around with the shadow tones. Why is this moving around like this? Okay, film grain, sure, we need quite some film grain. This one we can use a bold halation. There is, yes, we can use this one. We can use a bold blue. Perfect. Halation maybe not that bold. 1 second. 16 mm. That should do. Okay, now that the bloom is done, we are gonna go to film damage. We don't want to give it any film damage because it's looking good as it is. We could give it some, but I don't know, never mind. Now let's go to film breathe. Yes, we'll give it some gate wave. Yes, we will have to preserve the exposure, we don't want it to look odd. And for this one, let's give it an overscan. Let's enable that, and that is the perfect overscan we need. We don't need any other overscan. It is looking really good, and that's it. We do not need a vignette. Vignette is not for nature videos. It's just gonna make it look kind of bad. Let's see if there is any clip. Oh okay, those are the bright parts, and luckily there is very less clipping. Okay, so for that, if there is more clipping, we can go to the expand part, the white point, bring it a little higher. We don't want clipping. And black point, yes, 1. Perfect. So that's it. Once again, if any of this is not working, you can always go check for your profiles and it would be done. Now, here are the results.
Okay, thanks for watching this video. I hope you learned something. I hope you had fun. This was a video where even I tried Dehancer for like a month and then gave on a review. I would really say that this was a really good product. Dehancer, you did not disappoint me. It was quite well. It was the best part was actually the bloom, halation and film grain. It is perfect if you want cinematic videos. But for details, extreme customizable, it is not perfect, and it is expectable because it's a plugin. So it delivers what you want from a plugin. So for Premiere Pro, this is a lifesaver. And everyone who is watching this video, thank you for watching. I hope you liked the video, so please subscribe. Thank you.